Howdy, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Random Rhapsody's test play of the Magi-Knights TTRPG system. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and Magic Keeper for this mini-series event, and joining me around my virtual table today are Dasonie, Hitoshura, Jeff, and Steven. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
What's up?
Alyssa unfortunately had a bit of scheduling issues come up, but hopefully she will be here for the next one. Now, before we begin, I want to give a shout out to the Magi-Knights project team. While the Kickstarter is now over, you can still pre-order a copy of the official rulebook on their webpage, which is magi-knights.com. Next, we on Random Rhapsody have our Halloween one-shot coming up this Sunday, October 23rd, hosted by Kyle Thomas from our Fab 5 campaign. We also have our holiday one-shot coming up, which will be on Monday, December the 19th, and that one will be hosted by Briana McKnight from the Debauchery Circus campaign. You can keep up to date on everything we do here by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. That should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loropa City and continue on with the Magi-Knights as they investigate an echo from the stars. And we're back. So to start things off tonight, everyone is going to go ahead and roll a d20, and we're going to see who gets to do a recap of the last episode, which was a little time ago. Whoever rolls the lowest gets to do that. I will, of course, fill in any blanks you can't remember, and we'll go from there. And everyone's rolling 20s tonight, which is really fucking weird.
Yeah. 20s now, nothing later.
This is the most important. When we've been gone for a month, this is the most important role of the game.
Oh! Well, Dasonie, or Jasmine, actually, give us a little bit of a recap of what happened earlier this evening.
Yes, we've made it back to Dasonie's story corner somehow. I pray for all of you and myself. Earlier this evening, while we were trying to figure out what was going on, there was pretty sure it started off with us splitting up and trying to decide, okay, we're going to these distinct locations to try to see exactly what is the right frame of thought that we're having on this mystery. I remember going to the occult shop, asking for a book about what was going on. Well, don't remember who was with me.
I think it was Daryl.
I think it was Daryl. I think I got. Yes. Shout out to you. I see you. Me and Daryl went to the occult shop to ask that old crotchety bastard what was going on. They're like, hey, you got a book that describes this happening? And he was more confused about, like, what did you do to my front sidewalk? And where's the ghost? And they're like, oh, what ghost? Low confusion about the ghost. When we killed the monster and set that spirit free, ghost gone. Woo, W for us. But he was more confused than anything else and was like, don't worry about it. Ghost handled. His spirit did leave a little bit of an after slime, though. Didn't know that was going to happen or bad. On the other side, the other team went places, did things, and found information. Mhm.
Yeah, I think they went to the Hawaiian restaurant or whatever it was, and they tried to
Yes.
look into the pool of water in front of it, and
Yep.
didn't
We were
really
going to
manage to
locations.
get to the portal realm or whatever.
Not even
Yep.
a little bit, not even a little bit. But what we did manage, when we were both looking at mirrors in different locations at the same time, and used our magic as a team, and I rolled a natural 20, we were able to see the brief for the briefest time, the portal network, whoever was using it, was going around to know which places were being activated. And almost as quickly as we were able to see it, it got cut quicker than a trust fund baby is cut off from their funds after they get pregnant. Half the party taking massive psychic damage because of it. Because much like trust fund babies, when you cut us off from our source, things get bad. So that's where we start. A little magically broken, mentally ill, and disturbed as we try to break into this really boring girl's house on a hunch because no one with that little of a personality can bag that many men. Trust me, it's impossible. I've tried.
Indeed. A few other things that I remembered happened is Jasmine actually had an altercation with Mark Polster in the lunchroom, called him out for spreading rumors about the group, poured milk on his head. That was fun.
I
Iris,
sucker punched him or something.
well, I mean, you did sucker punch him in the balls. I mean, that did actually happen.
That happened. I was more mad that he was saying the group is like bothering him, and I was like, well, now the group is bothering you, so at least you're not a liar.
This is true.
Enter my bullying era, truly.
Absolutely. Iris also got kicked out from the ghost hunting club because the ghost hunters all believed that Iris narked them out.
Unwarranted, I'll have you know. It was Tilia that did that.
It was indeed Tilia who actually did that.
but I
Don't worry about it, girl. You're just coming into your own, and there's a lot of people who cannot handle your fierceness.
Right. Exactly. Now, and then the last thing that was really kind of important to the group is the team that was at the Blockbuster video checking out the second most recent location that they fought the cultists. David, Iris, and Tilia. They were looking through the oil slick that the cultists had disappeared into, trying to see the same thing that Jasmine and Daryl was doing. And after that connection was broken, they heard laughter coming from the overpass bridge above them, where they saw a guy in a jacket and hood kind of laughing at them. And I called them out by name as Magi-Knights. Everyone gave chase, and in the end, it was actually David who managed to get around all the obstacles and catch this man in a hood. Which is where we actually find ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some music on, because we need some music up in here. Why is it not playing?
Also, thank you for the unexpected save during the recap, because it was gonna get sparse. It was gonna get sparse.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not
man,
a problem. Always
since we
happy to
haven't
help.
Played for a long time. We got to help each other out. You know how it goes.
It's fine. You had to tell it from the point of view of Jasmine, who obviously doesn't know about the things she wasn't there for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not that. It's like
Tells
a
it like
brain of a
it is.
fried college student in the middle of midterms.
No, we definitely understand that. But while Jasmine, Daryl, the two of you are still across the city at the Rowena Oasis Lounge. But on your communicating devices, you can at least hear what's going on, and you know that your friends have been pursuing somebody. Loot Bunny's in chat saying, "Hi, everybody. Hello, Loot Bunny. Always glad to see you."
Hi, Dr. Nick.
As for everyone else, back at the Blockbuster video store, David, like I said, somehow managed to catch the man you had all seen running away from the scene across that overpass. And I kind of imagine that you were a little surprised about this fact as well. Yeah. But once you grabbed him by the back of his coat, the man was quick to pull his hood up over his face. He's wearing a hoodie underneath his jacket, and he pulls it down over his face. But other than that, he seems to have stopped and is not resisting you in any way. In fact, as Tilia and Iris hurry up to join you there at the far side of the bridge, which I'll actually go ahead and throw you up on that map. But
He said something about if you wanted me to stop, you should have just said so.
yeah, pretty much. His back is to you, and he's got his hands up now, almost as though he expects you to be holding a gun or something. The man is not breathing hard at all, and he gives off a very relaxed impression to you all. But, Nighty-Knights, what do you want to do?
Punch him in the leather.
I don't know. I'm normally on the receiving end of this.
Rip his hood off so you could see his face.
Punch him in the liver. It makes it harder to move.
What if he ain't got no liver, Lieutenant Dan?
Punch him in
Then
the
he's got
kidney.
bigger problems. I think just how did you know who we are?
He kind of chuckles a little bit. He says, "Oh, my master gives me the ability to see many things. Nighty-Knights, is it that you call yourselves? Nighty-Knights, then."
Not by choice.
Okay.
No, your type never is by choice, is it?
I more meant the name, but yeah, that too.
Hey, at least he just seems like a creepy guy. I was worried at first that he was going to be like a former Magi-Knight who grew like disillusioned or something.
I mean, he still could be. We don't know.
That's true.
Is that your friends you're talking to? They're welcome to join us.
Wait, how does he know? We're talking on the communicator. Tell him to stop being creepy. Punch him in the liver.
Gosh.
He probably knows because we have to talk out loud to use these guys.
Yeah, but
Humans don't know when we do that.
Normally people can't see us when we do that.
Like I said, my master allows me to see many things, not just with the eyes.
All right. Well, then, did you see where all the people were taken?
He shrugs casually and he says, "People? I suppose so, if that's what you want to refer them as."
Hey, tell the man
I mean,
that I
yeah?
feel bad for him because his master gave him all that power, and yet he still can't see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh my gosh. Anyways.
You
That's a good
just
point.
kind of
Can you
hear
see
the
that?
man chuckling a little bit at
I figure
that.
that's an appropriate joke for the 90s.
Right, yeah.
No, but
I thought it was Apple Jacks that adults didn't understand.
No,
No.
Apple Jacks, adults didn't understand because it doesn't taste like apple.
Yeah.
And
But
tricks them for kids.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch did the whole like,
but
you
can
know,
they see why?
your X-ray vision can see through the walls, but can they see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Oh, I remember
That kind of
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
I just remember the Rastafarian cinnamon stick.
Yeah.
that was Apple Jacks.
Yeah, that was a bit later as well. I don't think they had personalities during the 90s commercials where this started.
Trix Rabbit, but
The Toucan
I mean,
Sam.
I don't think Applejacks had mascots. I think it was just kind of a theme with kids.
Yeah, it was just a theme with kids the whole time. Oh, adults are stupid. They don't understand why we like this cereal. Yeah, I remember that.
Listen, I would follow that Rastafarian cinnamon stick to the ends of the earth.
All right.
But the man in the hood, his back's still to you. His arms are still up. He still seems relatively relaxed and just chuckling with amusement at you all. And you all can't help but feel a little condescended towards.
I sure can't, because you didn't answer my question. I asked where they went, and you just said, "Are they people?"
Look, this is kind of weird. Can you turn around? This is a very weird way to have to talk.
He slowly turns around, but the hood is still drawn down over his head. He has it low so that you can't directly look at his face or really see any of his features.
I'm telling you, just pull that sucker.
I don't think it's relevant.
I mean, he's putting a lot of effort to hide his identity if it's not relevant.
Handsome. It would be very funny.
I think he's wearing a robe. You can't really pants a guy in a robe.
He is actually wearing street clothes. He's wearing jeans, a leather jacket, kind of just a black leather jacket with a hoodie underneath. And it's a dark blue hoodie, and it's really big hood that's kind of pulled up over his head, so it's just dangling over his face and keeping his facial features hidden.
So if it's so far low, he probably wouldn't notice if I just tried to undo his hood.
Is that what you want to do, Iris?
Well, first off, I want him to answer my question. Where'd the people go?
What people are you specifically talking about?
So, the people who's the guy that Daryl and I went to go see at the hospital when he disappeared.
The kid from the hospital?
Yeah. What was his name?
That is Anthony Reed.
Yeah, where's Anthony Reed?
He kind of chuckles a little bit again and he says, "Oh, Anthony. That Anthony, so very special. Such pretty eyes. But where is he? He is with the master now."
You better knock that shit off. You sounded like a pedophile real hard. That pretty eyes talk.
Oh, those are not my words, but the words of the vessel. She was so infatuated with Anthony's eyes.
Who's the vessel?
He puts a hand up to his face underneath the hood as though he's putting his hand over a mouth, and he said, that would be telling, wouldn't it?
That Lacey bitch.
Is it Lacey?
He simply shrugs and he says, "If you really want to know, I would be happy to introduce you all to her."
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Do we have to?
We'd love to meet this lady, person, master, vessel.
Is she a lady?
That is very good, for I am here to invite you to my master's ascendants.
Yeah, that's why you were running away so hard from us. You wanted to invite us somewhere.
Oh, was I? Or was it all just a game? A game to attract your attention? I am absolutely here and quite happy and willing to answer your questions after all, if only to educate you ignorant children. But
Why?
why?
If you wanted to invite us, you could have just thrown an enclosed letter that embedded itself in the ground in the middle of us like a normal ass villain.
Oh my gosh.
he puts a head to his head to one side and he goes, "I'm not tuxedo mask, young man."
Yeah, because tuxedo mask doesn't sound like a breathy bitch.
Jeez.
Hard cheesy ass discount villain here.
Can you
Above
tell him to
board.
breathe through his diaphragm because I cannot listen to him exhale one more time?
What did you say?
Can you tell him to breathe from his diaphragm because I cannot listen to him exhale again?
All right.
He does kind of chuckle a little bit at that. Children, what fun you are. As I said, I'm here to invite you to my master's ascendance. My master offers you a chance to witness this, so that you may look on and despair the world that is to come. She has
Teenagers, we already hate everything.
Right?
She has collected everything she needs, and we shall be departing soon. So if you wish to watch and bear witness, you should meet me at Arana Park. And he actually tells you the physical address, which is a location a few miles away from the school.
You know,
And
I'm surprised that your mistress didn't want to collect Joseph for her collection. You'd think she'd be entranced by him.
He can hear. He definitely seems to hear you, even though you're speaking through the communicator, Daryl. But you would not be able to see his reaction. David and Iris do, and he just kind of has his head shakes, like he has no clue what the fuck Daryl's talking about.
That's fair. I don't know who he's talking about. Who's Joseph?
Yo, mama!
What?
I don't think that's correct.
He the hooded man just kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he puts his arms down. He seems kind of tired of this whole thing, and he says, "I think that is all for now. You children are a little more exhausting."
You sure it's not just that asthma you got from running so hard?
Oh my gosh.
Pull out your inhaler, breathy bastard.
Oh my gosh.
How could we do this without your information?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't hear that.
It's just like, how could we do this without your information? But real emphasis on the places where you have to take a breath to take the sentence.
How could we do this without all of your information?
Oh jeez.
Okay, whatever.
So I'll try and dishood him.
Okay.
It seems like he's leaving.
Okay. So you he seems to be stepping back a little bit, and you step forward, Iris, reach out to grab that hood, and you very easily do so. When you pull the hood back, your eyes are filled with one of the strangest things you've ever seen. It's almost like, Rorschach from The Watchmen. It's a little bit like that, but it's a mirror. A mirror of your own face reflecting backwards, but then twisting and shaping and going in odd sort of ways, in and out, almost like a kaleidoscope, but a lot more drippy blood type. And I'm going to need you to make a purity saving throw for me.
Oh jeez. What
Oh,
stat
damn.
is that?
That's a purity check.
Yeah, what stat's purity? Is that wisdom?
Let me double check. I think it's wisdom.
I keep forgetting.
Security is either wisdom or charisma.
There you go.
Wisdom or charisma? I'm not great at either of those things.
If you're proficient, you can add your proficiency bonus as well, but other than that, wisdom or charisma check.
Alright. +1. Oh!
Wow.
Dirty 20, as they say.
Indeed they do. For a moment, as you're staring into this face, you before I say that, you don't have any trauma points, do you, Iris?
I don't. I
Okay.
haven't gone down or anything.
Perfect. Then yeah, you definitely succeed with your well, you would have succeeded anyway, but yeah. So, as you're staring into this face, you start to flash backwards for a moment, your mind filling with painful memories, but you fight back, you push past it, focusing on what's going on right now, and you manage to push away the odd sort of mind fucking that this mask seems to be doing to you.
In reaction to that, can I try punching him in the face?
You can certainly try.
Alright. That is a solid 10.
You take a swing, and the man just kind of steps backwards very calmly. And he says, Now. No need for violence or anything like that.
There's no need for whatever it is on your face either.
That is your fault, child, for pulling back my hood. Actions have consequences after all.
Fair enough. Sorry about that.
He pulls the hood back up over his face, and he regards each of you in turn before saying, Meet me at Arana Park at 9 o'clock tomorrow, and you will see the true glory that is my master. And he turns with his hands in his pockets and begins walking away. Do any of you choose to do anything, say anything, try to stop him, or anything like that?
Let's go investigate this bitch Lacey's house before we have to deal with him.
Oh yeah, duh. We're not gonna go to the place where she's reaching her echelon of power.
Wait. Did he say tomorrow or tonight?
Tomorrow. It is well past 9 o'clock tonight. It is actually pushing close to midnight at this point.
Oh, okay.
That is well past 9.
They're
Yeah.
building
Yes.
time. The perfect time to break into someone's house.
Yeah, they're never expecting it.
They've entered REM sleep by now.
Alright. Well, if it's not tonight, then doesn't matter. I'll just let him go.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You could ask him more questions if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. But if since Iris chose to try to hit him and was aggressive, he's like, nah, I'm done. Peace, y'all. He has not made a single aggressive action towards you all. Your Magi-Knight crystals are not glowing whatsoever. So if you choose to let him leave, he's going to walk away.
Why?
Hey, what's your name?
I haven't talked to a doctor yet.
You got any more breathy jokes before I answer, Daryl? like just keep beating that dead horse, bro.
Hey man, maybe if I beat it enough in the right spot, it'll count as CPR and come back to life.
Oh my god! That's...
Truly eating him alive.
Now,
doing the big one. Doing the big one.
now, David, when you call out, "What's your name?" he turns and he bows down low, arm out, and he says, "I'm Quarintine, a humble servant of the great and beautiful Aya. Though some may know her as Chrysanthemum or Rissy." And he chuckles at that before saying, "But I know her by her true name, Aya of the Dying Light. And she looks forward to meeting all of you tomorrow."
Good to meet you. I'll see you there.
Nice meeting you. Sorry for almost punching you in the face. It was reactive, I swear.
What face?
Or you're not face, yeah.
Sorry for almost punching you in your whole head situation.
That situation.
Sorry for accidentally almost punching you in your Rorschach.
Sorry for that kaleidoscope you got going on there. I feel bad for you.
And as you all sit there, standing on the bridge, calling out a little shit talk to the guy, he walks casually down the street until, passing street lights and into shadow, he disappears from view. And your group is all left there, standing. Well, the three of you, David, Iris, and Tilia, Daryl, and Jasmine, you're still at the Rowena Lounge.
Yep.
In my head, I thought we were like walking and talking, trying to catch up to them this whole time.
Oh, you actually
Miles
could be.
Shit.
Yeah, you could have been
Probably.
running in that direction. You wouldn't have been able to make it there by the end of this conversation, but probably a good 20 or so minutes later, you would be able to all regroup once again.
Sure. Better to go to Lacey's house in a group than by ourselves. You alright,
I think she looks at like the rest of. We bring him like in love with it. Like I plan on like snooping around her house. I don't want him to like take her clothes.
So you're all wanting to head to Lacey's house? Now, I will remind you, it is pushing midnight at this point. The city is very dark. It's like the city always ends very early, like about 10 o'clock. Everything's shut down. The streets are quiet. There's very rarely a car driving by at this time of night.
Means there's less people to ask what we're doing.
It does. So
Less
you all want to...
cars potentially get into an accident with.
Oh my gosh.
Well, with that in mind, as you are all regrouping and walking through the streets, where are you wanting to go?
Lacey's house.
We don't know where that is, though.
Yeah, we looked it up in the.
No,
Did
you
anybody-
haven't.
Yeah.
Anybody ever?
You have never once looked up where Lacey lives.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a whole conversation about like school directories and a lack of privacy last time.
You talked about it last
We did.
session, which was still this evening.
Yep.
Oh,
We talked
Well,
about it, but we haven't done it yet. Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, we have to break into the school first. Get
Wait,
her address.
We're in
Then
the
break.
90s, so we could just find a phone booth and find a yellow pages in the phone booth.
Yeah. That works.
There we go. So we'll look for a phone booth nearby and look for a phone book inside of the.
Low-key, I don't think I've ever seen a phone book in a phone booth before, but maybe?
I have.
Yeah,
they would
they-
always have them like.
I remember it
chained
in,
with, like a big
Bill and
ring.
Ted. In Bill and Ted's
Yeah.
Excellent Adventure, there was one, so maybe. Okay, so you go find a phone booth. It doesn't take you too long to find one. They're spread throughout the city, and you are still making your way out of the more business district of Loropa City. Now, my question is, as you're looking through this phone book, what name are you looking for?
Beckford.
Yeah, Beckford.
That's her last name.
There are Beckfords in there, about a dozen of them.
Really?
That seems reasonable, honestly.
If you say so. I will not.
It's a large city. It's not like this is not a little village. This is a
I'm just
actual
saying
major
it's a weird
city.
last name is all.
No, not really.
Not really.
Until this game, I'd never heard of anybody with that last name.
I hadn't heard anybody with that last name, but it sounds fairly generic, honestly.
I'm just having flashbacks to the Simpsons episode where he can't find a Bart license plate, but they have a bunch of people named Bort.
Boards?
My son is also named Bort.
So there was 12, you said?
Yeah, there's about a dozen in total.
Do they have addresses or just phone numbers?
I seem to recall that back in the day there was like there was a number and then a very brief address.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just try and look for like the top 3 closest to school. I don't know. How do we want to split up 3 ways, 4 ways, 2 ways, 1 way? Not split up at all?
I figure we can check whatever is closest that would be in the school district.
Yeah.
Okay. I said there's 12 of them. So roll a d12 at advantage.
All right. Who
Sure.
actually wants to roll that?
I can do it, I guess.
Do it.
A 1 and an 11.
Jesus.
So 11.
Yeah, there's apparently quite a few of them in the range of the school district itself. 11 seems kind of high to me, but we'll cut it down the middle and say there's at least 6 Beckfords in your school district area.
That's still kind of a lot. Like,
I mean, if we split up into like 3 groups, we could check 2 of them each.
Is there anything that we've forgotten about that we could use to narrow it down?
What do we
Not
know
that-
about that girl?
not with information you could find in a phone book.
Nah.
What if we prank call all of them?
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
okay. Not a prank call, but yeah, let's call the 6 of them and just say, hey, is Lacey there?
At 12 at night. They're probably
Yeah, at midnight, it's fine. Fine.
I mean, I'm down if you are.
How many quarters do you all have?
I have
I
to
mean,
take
I
the
went to
bus
the
now, so I gotta
arcade, so I've probably got some.
Yeah.
Roll a d20.
Roll a d20. Just everybody or one person?
I got a 1.
We should stop having you roll.
Well, I said I was the one who went to the arcade, so that's why I rolled.
Fair
'Cause
enough.
out of all of us, I'm the only one who's ever been to the arcade for time off.
Daryl, you reach in your pocket and you
I've
pull
also
out
been
a
to the
quarter.
arcade.
It's a single quarter.
Can I also do a resourceful pockets roll for something that would help but is not quarters?
Sure, I have no problem with that. What are you looking for?
I think it would be very in character for David to have oh my god, I forget what they're called. My dad had one. It's basically like a card that you can use to pay specifically for payphones.
Hey,
Wait, why don't we just
Oh.
dial 1-800-COLLECT?
Because then they have to accept the charges.
Yeah?
I actually used one of those. Like the
1-800-ATT.
the cards that has like you can use at a payphone.
Yeah,
used
where
one of
it wasn't like a credit card. It had like a phone number on it that you called, and then you put in a PIN, and it's like, okay, cool, we'll charge your account.
You know what? I'm down for it. Why not? You rolled a 3. I'm
I
gonna
did.
say that you have 3. You have enough money to make 3 calls on this card because that's kind of cool and creative. I like it.
Nice.
Cool. I have 75 cents on a card. Awesome. What an awesome number.
Apparently, you've been using it quite a bit.
Can I reach into my pockets and see if I have 2 quarters worth?
Let's just try some phone numbers first and see if we need them. We might get it on the first try.
That's fair.
What are the names?
I don't care. Some of them are men, some of them are women. But as far as that goes, we'll just say 3 male names, 3 female names amongst the 6.
We'll go with the
Think
male
that-
names.
Okay,
I
you're
think
going.
that it'd be under the female names, actually. I feel like it'd make more sense if it was like a single mom or something.
Maybe.
I don't think any of us actually has that information.
None of
I-
you have
I
that
know.
information.
I know we don't have that information. That's just like in my head.
Zombies are in your head.
No, you.
Well, Anesthetic, our Patreon supporter, is in chat right now, and she's giving her inspiration to Iris. So, Iris, you have a reroll that you can just use whenever you want to during this session of the
Oh,
game.
nice. Thanks.
I'm gonna pick one of the male names at random, and I'm gonna call it. Let's say
We're going to say it's Randall. Michael? Sure, Michael.
Michael Beckford.
Okay. You roll the go ahead. Let's see how we're going to do this. Roll for me a d6.
Sure. 1.
Okay.
Stop rolling 1!
No.
This is literally
Okay.
your 3rd one!
You call this number. Ring, 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 ring. No answer. You let it go to 20 rings. Nobody picks up.
Is there voicemail?
You mean an answering machine?
Yeah, there's probably an answering machine. Those are fairly common in the 90s.
Yeah.
Something blah blah blah. Michael Beckford residence. Leave your number after the beep. Blah blah blah.
Okay,
you know.
but it doesn't mention any other names.
It does not mention any other names.
Okay. Well, I will tell that to everybody. And be like, well, that's my quarter. If you guys want to pick different names, go ahead.
Go for one of the women names. Maybe she has like a mom.
I think everybody has a mom.
It's just whether or not you know their mom yet. Hito or David, you're the one with the coinage
Yeah.
now.
David is going to do the sensible thing and start at the top of the list of the people we've narrowed down and just top 3.
We haven't really. Well, we've narrowed it down to like 6 people, and now I guess 5.
Yeah, well, 6 because we've pulled it out of a phone book.
Yeah.
So whatever order they're in that, which I guess just means alphabetical.
Yeah,
Yep.
it would just mean alphabetical from what you were guessing is the area of the school district. Remember,
Wait.
I will remind you actually something, because there is one thing that you all should keep in mind, is that you all go to a private school. You don't go to the local public school.
Yeah. Meaning school districts are not a thing.
Yes.
Never mind. Damn. So then we could be totally off.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll just have
I
to...
say
I
again,
mean-
we might just have to break into the.
Instead of searching for like radius around the school for a school district, we could be picking numbers that are in like more affluent areas.
Fair.
I
I mean-
what if she's on scholarship?
How many kids are there on scholarship at our school? Like, we wouldn't have an exact number, but we could guesstimate.
We're a
Yeah.
high school.
You're a private high school. I mean, there
Right,
are
well-
some people on scholarship. Jasmine is one of them.
You can get a scholarship to a high school?
If it's
A private one,
school,
yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
you get into
Okay,
yes.
all right.
They're
They're
expensive.
Sometimes you have the best grades.
No, they are hella expensive. Very
I
like
was not aware of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, he has to take a test to get into the school, but then everything's paid for because he did well on the test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a common enough knowledge that maybe 20, 25. Yeah, I'd say about 20% of the student body might be on scholarship. Probably more like 15%, but it's not a huge portion.
So then, yes,
Hmm.
more affluent areas might actually make sense.
And
Yeah.
the city you live in is a very rich area, and a lot of people are like not the top 1%, but pretty fucking close. Like you're talking 500,000 a year salaries for some of these people. Others are on scholarships, so. Some people get scholarships for unknown reasons. They don't necessarily have had to got really good grades or anything like that. Some of them are just picked randomly from like a lottery system. You also know. So there's a lot of reasons why people are members of Coltrast Academy.
All right. Yeah, I think that. Do we know where the more affluent areas are?
I mean, yeah, those of you who've lived in the city long enough, you would know that that certain neighborhoods are definitely more the wealthier neighborhoods, and others are more the poorer ones, and especially like there's a bit of a rivalry between the Coltrast Academy students and the Laropa local city high school as well. Like there's quite a bit of rivalry between that. So like you would, those of you who've lived here for a while would know those things. So
Okay.
David, Iris, for example, you would definitely know those areas. David, go ahead and just roll for me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Because they suck.
Raw intelligence. Can I help him with that?
This is something specifically to David, for David.
All right.
Or actually, I
Yes.
will also
So you're-
allow wisdom. It could be intelligence or wisdom, because basically, right now, David, like all of you are standing there talking, and something's tickling the back of your memory. Okay,
How's a 19 suit ya?
pretty damn good, actually. I was looking for an 18, but this is what you remember. Lacey interacted with you on the first day of school. She helped you home, and she walked you there. And after getting you there, you all had a conversation on the patio, and then she walked home from where you live.
She lives close to you.
If I like where you're going, but if I remember this scene correctly, David went into his house before she left.
Yes, you didn't see which way she goes. I wasn't suggesting that. I was
okay.
just reminding you of the fact that you do know that, like, she walked you home and then said, "No, I'm gonna walk home from there."
Okay, but she's also creepy as shit, so I would not put it past her to walk like 10 miles home.
That's
Oh my
entirely
God.
fair too.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yeah, I'll pick the one that is closest to my house.
The one specifically closest to your house. Okay. Yeah, Loot Bunny's saying she sprouts bat wings and flies home. Ooh.
Could be. Could be.
What the?
I mean, it's the
How
best
did you
lead
do-
we have.
You started that sentence before that popped up on my chat.
I'm just that good. Just that good. Okay, so anyway, David, we're gonna say, let's see. You're calling the one that's closest to your house. We're gonna say there are two of them that are closest to your house. One male, one female name.
This
Well,
is
then it's a
getting out of
good
hand.
thing I got 3 whole calls.
You do indeed. Okay. Which one are you gonna do first?
Wait. Before we do that, what's our story? Why are we calling? Because
It doesn't.
if we just call and we say we're looking for Lacey, they might get suspicious. So
They-
we need
yeah.
That
to.
doesn't matter. We're looking for a reaction, and
You
that's
say,
kind of it.
Yeah, I got a pizza order for Lacey Beckford, and I'm having trouble
No.
finding the house.
This isn't a porn. This isn't a porno. I could
This is-
call crying
I,
into the phone.
I didn't say the pizza was extra sausage.
No,
Come on.
look, this is you're.
I mean,
this
we
is,
all
you're
know
making this way too complicated.
Okay.
I'm gonna call. I'm gonna say, "Hey, is Lacey there?" And even if like the reaction's negative, even if they're like upset because it's midnight, points at the moon.
Getting later than
know,
that.
We'll know from the reaction whether there was confusion. We'll know whether it's Lacey's house. Probably.
Alright, bro, whatever, you do you.
My idea was to just call on the phone crying and back.
I'm not gonna do that.
Call him crying like a boyfriend. Lacey, I still
I
love
was
you.
I was thinking more like calling crying like, oh my god, I'm her best friend and I'm being abused at home. Help. I said,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
see, we see it.
Yeah, like it didn't need to be super complicated. Just something where it seems like they'd actually respond with, "Oh, she's, here. Sorry."
Hand me the phone. Jazz was just like, hand me the phone. I got this. I used to do this
Yeah,
all the time when I wanted to get out of
I
class.
believe
damn
in you,
it.
Jasmine.
David's like had the phone. He's been like putting in all of the numbers, and then like as soon as it's ready, Jasmine just pulls the phone from him.
Okay then. Well, Jasmine, roll me a
Also,
D.
to circle back on the pizza comment, we both know your pizza comes with a Vienna.
Mhm.
That's not what your mom said last night.
Oh my god.
My mom fucks men, not boys, loser.
Oh.
Why do you think she picked me?
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't think my mom's a pedophile, so I don't think she did.
Please stop.
Yes.
What do I need to roll?
But you need to roll a D6, please.
Don't what? Don't be a what? Don't be what? Or don't be a six. I don't know what I'm aiming for.
Don't be
Do
a
it.
one.
Be a one.
It was a one. It was a one.
Ring, 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 ring.
I hang up and I'm like, call them again. They didn't pick up.
Call the next person first.
Yeah.
I'll spend a quarter to call them again. I have a
love-
good feeling about those ones.
I love
We have
it
4
when
quarters and 6 people to call. Why are you calling somebody twice?
you have called 2. You've made 2 calls so far. You have 2 left.
Fine. I've had quarters this whole time too. I take the bus now. My car suspiciously got.
Oh, David, when you were putting in the number, were you calling the male number or the female number? Just out of curiosity.
It doesn't matter. Whatever one is first.
I don't.
The male one.
Roll a d4.
I call the male number.
Male
Sure.
number. Thank you. Okay. Go for it. Okay. So you've made 2 calls. You have 2 left. Are you going to call the other number, or are you going to try the one again?
Call the other number. Let's try the female one.
Yeah.
It is getting close to 1 o'clock at this point, just so you know.
God damn, we've taken an hour to make 2 phone calls, neither of which picked up.
I will point out that you've been sitting there, like, you make a call, you talk for like 20 minutes, then you make another call.
Well, this one we're just going straight into it, all right?
Yeah. Raw dogging it. Straight into it. No conversation.
Just raw dogging it. No conversations, just call. Roll that d6.
No foreplay. No one is coming.
I really want to see another one.
Who's rolling? There we go.
2.
Well, it wasn't a 1.
It wasn't. In fact, it was 1 more than 1.
It is, in fact, not 1.
You are correct, sir.
I think most numbers are not 1, just to be fair.
I think there's almost an infinite number of numbers that aren't 1.
This is true. This is
On a
very
d6.
true.
On a d6, less so.
1 second here, I gotta look something up. Okay, which number did you call this time? Did you call the same number or the other one?
The other one. The other
Okay.
one that's closest to me.
Got it. Okay.
So the guy.
No, the guy was the first one.
Oh, the girl. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I know math, I swear.
Okay. You hear the call. It goes ring, ring, ring. Gets to about 9 when the answering machine picks up. Hi, you've reached the Beckford residence. Leave your name, number, and a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. In a feminine
Click.
voice.
Is it a
Was that her or not?
recognizable feminine voice, though?
Was it a recognizable feminine voice? No. Well, you know, if you want to roll a D100, hey, I remember you. But honestly, no. For your perspective, you've literally been here a week.
Yeah.
So I would say that no, you've definitely not heard that voice before in your life.
What about the people
Okay.
who haven't been here for just a week?
Well, nobody
I'm
picked
also
up there either. Everybody named Beckford is a very sound sleeper.
Or it's simply the fact that
Okay.
it's midnight.
We're trying to break in their house. We're not trying to invite them over for tea.
Why don't we just go to the 2 houses that are near yours?
Yeah, like at this point, the
Let's
best
just
2
go.
houses we have.
You
Well,
could
we've
cer-
got one more call.
If they're not woken up by a phone ringing in the 90s with our very loud phones without volume on them at all, I don't know if they're gonna wake up to a knock on the door either.
Who said we were gonna knock on the door?
I'm not breaking into
I'm
somebody's house.
Potentially perfectly innocent.
We can
You
look
don't
through
have
the
to. I'll do
windows.
it.
I don't want you to do it either,
Why?
because it's wrong. And what if it's not? Even if it is Lacey, it's still wrong.
And it's the fate of the world. This random girl.
They had to roll a 3 or higher to get an answer, just so you know.
I can't hear.
He's got a point.
I mean, you're right, but there's some lines you're not supposed to cross.
That's murder. Breaking and entering is almost always on the table for superheroes.
She's got a point.
As you say that, the Wanderer, you notice that he's still flying around you at this point, and he says, "Now, Jasmine, I don't know about all that. Doing bad things like breaking and entering in somebody's house, that doesn't sound like a good thing. A thing a good person would do."
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay,
Wanderer has earned
Hop
some
off.
switches.
okay. Hop off my back. I'm sorry that I'm not over here trying to be the moral absolutist pillar of virtue when the world's on the line. I guess we'll let the world blow up and go to the park tomorrow.
Do we know the world's gonna blow up? I don't think the stakes have been quite that high.
What do you? I assume that's what he meant when he said she's coming into her power. Usually, what happens in media when people come into their power, a city block gets destroyed. But I guess if we want to play fair.
I mean, the Wanderer kind of shrugs and says, "Well, I mean, when you say it like that, if you really want to go try to break in, I suppose you should. It's getting pretty late, though." But
We can't be the ones to escalate.
Escalate? What you think this is, Power Rangers?
Shut up.
Oh my god, do you still watch Power Rangers? Isn't that for like 12-year-olds?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This is all
There-
this is about.
Daryl's from like Japan, right?
Yeah, Sentai.
You've probably seen the original Super Sentai then.
Yep.
I think David actually has a point on not being the one to escalate it. It would, like, we have like a 50-50 chance of breaking into somebody's house who is not at all a bad guy or in danger. But I think we should still stop by and, take a peek maybe, see if there isn't anything indicating which house.
Okay. Plan B. We corner her at school tomorrow. Tie her up, and then interrogate her.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the info.
What
That's
if she's
worse.
not at school?
Well, that's truancy. You can't do that.
If she's
Yeah.
not human, I don't think it matters.
Dave,
She's
I
still
swear to
human
God.
until she ascends.
I swear to God, David, I will shove you in the locker myself.
Alright. I think that we've spent enough time on this. We should either call it a night or do something else.
Mhm.
Look, it's like, oh god, 30 in the morning. I'm going home.
Alright. Let's go home then.
Hey, you guys.
See you guys in the morning. I'll try not to break any law.
Yes, please don't. We don't need
Please don't.
we don't need a night in jail.
I was clearly being sarcastic. I haven't broken any laws this week.
I only care about you potentially
Get-
breaking laws when it involves potentially breaking me. So there's that.
yeah, I think we all know that's not true, Jasmine. The Wanderer.
This whole
says.
game has only lasted like 4 days. You've broken several laws this week.
Oh, okay. Yes, I broke it. Okay. You just see Jasmine counting in her head the amount of. I've only broken a round number of laws this week.
It is literally, well, technically Friday morning now at 1 a.m., so. But okay, it sounds like everyone's choosing to go home and find their beds. Is that accurate?
Mhm.
Jasmine, you watch as the three of your friends go walking away.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'll walk.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Okay then. Well, you all make your way back to your room, to your homes. You have to sneak in, but like by the time you get home, it's like 2 a.m. probably. Or at least 1:30. So your parents are asleep. Those of you who have parents that live with them, they are asleep. You all make it to your rooms, collapse into your beds, and go to sleep. And let's see here. Where is my sleep handout? There it is. It is missing. Dang, that's weird. Huh. That's weird. It actually... I had one, but there's nothing in it now. I wonder how the heck that happened. Does it pop up for you guys?
There is a sleep phase one near the very top of rules for playing. The fourth.
Yeah, I know. And I clicked on it and opened it up, and for me it shows nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's popping up, but yeah, it isn't showing anything.
Which is weird because I had a
Mine's-
file in there.
I say mine. I have mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, read it off to us. Please.
Oh God, what just happened?
Did it go away for you?
I can pull out other things. Where did this one just go? It was right. Fuck.
Roll20 is being weird.
So I had it, and then I clicked zoom, and it disappeared.
What the heck?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna.
No, it's gotta be a Roll20 thing because none of my handouts are working right now.
Okay, here we go. What specifically are you looking for?
It's not the best one. It's the next tier down.
So just average sleep
Yeah,
effects?
average sleep
Okay.
effect.
You recover hit points equal to your Constitution modifier plus half your total HP rounded down. Recover all mana points. Reduce stress by 3. Reduce exhaustion by 1. And recover crystalline fractures equal to 2 plus half reputation rounded down, so 2.
Nice.
Okay. So there you go. So everyone does get an average night's sleep. You could have gotten a refreshing one, but you stayed out really freaking late. But you all awaken.
Yeah, all that late night.
Lost my thing. There it is. Okay. It is now Friday, August the 28th, 1995. I need somebody to go ahead and roll a D100 for me so we can see what the weather like is for today.
A D what?
D100.
Tornadoes.
There are exactly 76 weathers out today.
Awesome. The whole city is being plagued by tornadoes. You all die.
Alright, good game, guys. I guess you were right. You were right. You wouldn't commit any more crimes.
But
Never
actually,
again.
the weather is actually very
Who
normal.
says I didn't cause this?
The weather is actually very normal for this time of the year. Just a slight crispness in the air. There is no precipitation, and the wind is fairly light. And it's all rather comfortable as you all get up and make your way, getting ready for school. before you get to school, you do have an opportunity to check in with your teammates and compare notes and decide what you want to do once you arrive in school. Do you want to do that, or do you all just head out and make your way to class?
Wait, what was the question again?
Just if you have anything you want to discuss with your teammates or talk amongst yourselves about plans or anything you're wanting to do before you arrive at school.
If you're trying to tie her up, maybe find out her class schedule.
I was just gonna like see her in the hallways, scoop, walk away. I feel.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's see if we can't find her before school starts.
So you all start heading in early, trying to get to school before Lacey shows up. You all get dressed, eat your quick breakfast, hurry up, make your way across town to Cultist Academy. The tall, very gothic-looking building. Like I always picture it as kind of like Xavier's School for the Gifted, like a giant freaking mansion that they just kept adding on, but kept the architecture the same. So it's a big stone building, lots of towers, lots of archways, and things like that. It's truly a sight to behold, especially for being in the Pacific Northwest. As you are all hurrying and get to school, you get there well before the bell starts. There are some students making their way as well. There are some early risers as well as, those people who are involved in the fall sports activities are probably already here. As you all arrive, go ahead and make perception checks. Or what are you wanting to do to look for Lacey specifically, if you want to do something other than just, scan the crowd?
That's a good question.
I was just making the perception check.
I got a 9 on my perception, so I did not see.
You very much have not. You're walking around, Daryl, looking. Your heart kind of aching a little bit to see Lacey, but try as you might, she's nowhere to be found. We can have everybody roll to look for her if you want. Just kind of describe for me, if you're not just looking, like walking around scanning, just describe for me what it is you're wanting to do. Oh yeah, Jasmine, with that 9 of yours, same thing. You're looking around trying to find Lacey. You have not seen her, and you actually, I don't even know if you've seen Lacey before. You've heard?
I've seen her before, but I feel like Jasmine has said consistently how little Lacey registers for her that she doesn't really remember what she looks like.
Yeah. That's absolutely valid. So Lacey could have walked right past Jasmine, and she would have never noticed.
I wouldn't. I could see her on the street, and I wouldn't know a thing.
All right. So I guess Iris will just be keeping an eye on the entrance that David normally uses.
Well, it's just the front main entrance, There's not a lot of places to get in other than that, and maybe the gym or the lunchroom, but those are usually locked. Students are supposed to go through the main entrance. David, were you just rolling a perception as well?
Yeah, he's definitely actively looking, but just during his normal routine of stuff.
Yeah, the normal routine,
So,
going to your locker, gathering up your stuff, getting prepared for your first class, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's not going out of his way, but he is actively trying to find her.
And with that 13, you're trying to keep a lookout as best you can while gathering up all your stuff. she's nowhere to be found. But after about 20 minutes or so, the school bell does ring and class is about to begin.
You think that you could?
All right. So she didn't come to school today.
Told
Probably.
you.
She just didn't come near us today.
I just want
Your first.
Honestly, she could have walked.
Go ahead, Jasmine.
that dream.
I was just
Your
as soon as she
drive
was telling the
time.
group she could have walked past me. I didn't know. Wouldn't know. I don't.
Heck no.
Yeah, that is possible. But your first period is language arts with Mr. O'Shea. This is an A-day phase, just for all of you keeping track of that sort of thing. So I'm going to need everybody, as you all sit down, Mr. O'Shea says, "Okay, lads and lasses, gather around. We're going to be tackling a new chapter today. And I'm going to need everyone to make an academic arts check. Keep in mind, those of you who have the studied feature from studying yesterday, you do have that D8 available to you. All of you have at least one NPC friend to help you out throughout the day, so you do have a D4 you can add to your roll at any point.
Got a 13.
Okay, a 13
got a
is a
10.
success.
Academic, you said?
Academic arts, correct.
Alright. This is Arcana, but it's academic. Oh, jeez.
Nat 20, that is 2 successes for you.
Yeah, I'll say.
David, what did you say you got?
10.
10 is a failure, but you do have the option to use your D4 if you want to.
That's fine. Not doing good in language arts makes sense. It's not a
I
STEM
got
skill.
a 3.
Fair enough. 3 is a failure as well, Jasmine. So David and Jasmine, you both have 1 failure. Daryl, 1 success. Iris, 2 successes. Second period is your elective class. That's the class that you take doing whatever you really want to do. So it's going to be your choice what skill you roll.
I completely forgot what elective I said I was taking.
Wasn't it like a music comp or music theories thing or something like that?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it was.
And if I took a photography class, could I argue using insight because I have to think about use perception an insight to find the best shot?
You can absolutely use insight. You can use whatever skill you want for this.
I was speech and debate class, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right. Yep. So go ahead when you make your rolls. Just call out what you rolled.
18.
18 is a success.
Alright.
17.
17 is a success as well, Jasmine.
I got a 7.
7 is a failure, Daryl.
Let me try that D4. 9, still a failure.
9 is still a failure. Iris?
11.
11 is a failure as well, but you do have your D4 if you want to use it.
I'm gonna use it. A 1!
A 1 is actually a success. A 12 is a success.
Oh.
That's
Nice.
the DC you're looking for. Okay. So during so for your third period is mathematics with Mr. Vale, that dour, sallow-faced, gray-skinned man with long white hair that's put up in a ponytail, and he's just like, everyone sit in your seats quickly. We have to get on with this. So everyone go ahead and make for me STEM checks, please.
Alright. 23.
No, 23 is definitely a success.
10.
10 is a failure.
I'm doing things, I swear.
I got a 20.
20, very nice. That is a success.
STEM is just intelligence, right?
I believe so.
All right, here comes another Arcana roll. 17.
17 is a success. Well done.
Oof.
So go ahead and tally up your score, high or low. Iris, I believe you have 4.
Yep.
Very nice.
-1.
Okay. So for
I got
you,
an overall 1.
overall 1, not too bad. So Iris, with your 4, you are the student of the hour. You know you're good, but you're not usually this good. You've seriously impressed a friend or rival. So you get to gain 1 social point with an NPC and gain an inspiration point or remove 3 stress points. If you already have an inspiration point and you know that a friend could use it, you can give it to another player.
Does the one that I was gifted earlier?
That's a
Count as-
reroll. That's completely different.
Okay. Just wanted to double check. So I do not have one currently then.
Okay, then you gain 1 inspiration point.
Nice.
Okay. Jasmine, you said you had a total of 1? Or -1. You have -1. Okay, yeah.
1.
Okay, you got 1.
Regular 1. I got 2 success.
Okay. So yeah, you are, just keep up that positive attitude. You're doing okay, but things could be better. So no change to you. David, what did you get?
I did okay.
You did okay? You got a 1?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got the no change area.
No change, yep. Daryl?
Mine was the -1.
Yours was the -1. So yeah, there's always tomorrow. You gain 1 stress point. Okay. So with the end of your AM phase, the school bell rings once again, and you know that it is lunchtime. So you all gather up your things, put your books in your lockers, and make your way to the lunchroom. The lunchroom, when you arrive, is crowded like normal, lots of chatter, that sort of thing. No one really seems to be paying your group any mind today. Though there is an occasional, high five given to you, Jasmine, for the display you did in yesterday's lunch with Mark Polster. So as you all gathered...
Really basking it.
Yeah, and well you should. But during the lunch period, you get to use this time to interact with one another, your fellow students, or whatever. You can exchange information, listen to local gossip, or have friendly interactions. You get to choose 1 lunchtime activity, which I will remind you what they are. You can relax and eat with friends, which you heal a stress point, gain a social point. You can do a last-minute cram session. You can listen to gossip. You can drink copious amounts of caffeine, or you can take a power nap. And I just sent you all the handout there. So, going around the circle, Daryl, what do you want to do this lunch period?
I'll probably just relax, eat with friends.
Okay. Yeah, you know what?
Feel that stress
What's
point.
better than good food and good friends? Good thing you've got a feud at hand to help you get through both the good times and the bad. You get to heal 1 stress point and gain 1 social point with any NPC or Magi-Knight. So who do you want to give your point to?
Jasmine is fine.
Jasmine? Absolutely. Iris, what do you want to do for your lunch period?
I'll try and listen to gossip. I'm gonna see if anybody's heard about Lacey today.
Okay. We'll get to that here in 1 second. Jasmine, what do you want to do for your lunch period?
I also want to listen to gossip. I need to know what's going on.
Absolutely. Okay, David.
We're all doing the same thing. Listening to gossip, but very specifically, he's like listening for either the names Lacey or Beckford.
Absolutely. So, all three of you who are listening to gossip, go ahead and roll for me investigation checks.
No.
$19.
Not bad.
This is a. What's the social phase actually? What counts as the social phase? Social phase. It doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't think there is a social phase.
There is not.
Yeah.
Because the ability that I got, Premonition, specifies that I can use one of... I roll 2d20s, and I can use one of the... and I can use them to... It's basically works like Portent. I can replace one of my rolls with one of my Premonition rolls instead.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think that specifies social checks, doesn't it?
yeah,
No,
so
it specifically says social phase skill checks.
this is what I'm
yeah,
going to
once-
actually have to look up.
Once per day at any time during a social phase, instead of rolling on a skill check, you may reveal your premonition die, which becomes your rolled result.
Okay, Loot Bunny in chat is saying, I think it means any phases that are social, like school, lunch, free time, etc. So based on that ruling, I'd say that you could use that right now if you wanted to.
Except I just realized that it says before I roll.
Before
and
you
I've
roll.
already before I rolled, and I've already rolled.
Okay.
Instead of rolling a skill check, I can reveal that die number.
Okay, so keep that in mind for the future. Any type of activity that's social, like when you're doing your investigating, when you're doing your school roles. Yes, that is his student ability, Loot Bunny. That's what he got at level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or she, Iris. But yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so
It just ran.
so keep that in mind for the next time when you want to use that, and instead of rolling, you just say, "Hey, I want to use this number for my premonition." It's a social tactic, yes. As for the rest of you, Iris, you said specifically that you were wanting to listen for any chatter about Lacey, and as you have your lunch, you're listening, you're kind of walk around a little bit, take your trash to the trash receptacle, walk around a little bit more, but you don't hear the name Lacey come up at all. Jasmine, you said as well that you're listening, trying to find any talk about Lacey, or did you say anything beyond that? Because you kind of cut out.
I just needed general information, really. I was specifically looking out for like information about what's weird going around the school, but I also got an 11. So
Yeah, you got an 11, which is
Don't know
a
how great
failure. So you do spend your lunch hour kind of walking around as well, listening. You might even check in with your friend. I'm blanking on her name all of a sudden. I hate that. Cordelia. You even check in with Cordelia, and like everyone kind of just shrugs their shoulders. No, they haven't seen Lacey. They haven't really thought about her today. They've all had their own things going on. David, you rolled a 19, and you said you were looking for Lacey as well, or any talk about her?
He's like trying to just listen to all the myriad conversations going around, and is very specifically like, you know how like if you hear your name, you automatically perk up even if you're not listening to a conversation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
He's doing that just with the names Lacey and Beckford. So like, anytime one of those two pops up, he's gonna like kind of turns towards that direction and like listen on whatever's happening over there.
Okay. And with your 19, you're having your meal, and in one moment you do hear the name Lacey, and your ear perks up, and you kind of focus in on the conversation. And it's a pair of girls sitting a few tables away from you, and you're kind of trying to listen in, and the one is saying, yeah, I was in the nurse today, and I heard that there's a few students who called in sick today. I'm pretty sure there's I wonder if there's something going on. There's something going around. And the other girl says, "Oh, who called out?" And she rattles off a few names, including Lacey Beckford and Mark Polster.
Oh,
Neither of them showed up today. Lacey is the one she was saying she heard called in sick, but neither one of them have shown up today.
Well, Mark's out with a case of broken balls. We know that one.
Ooh, heyo.
But that's
Okay.
that's what you're able to ascertain, that neither of them are here today.
All right.
So the lunch period ends. You all gather up your things once again, and you start heading to class for your PM phase of the day. Fourth period is fine arts with Mrs. Ambrosia or Miss Ambrosia. So for fine arts, you can either take do performance or coordination checks. Oh, I'm sorry. I just looked at the time and realized that it's getting kind of late. So why don't we go ahead and do these rolls real quick, and then we're going to go to break.
Sure.
All right.
Oh,
Yikes.
I am gonna use my D8 on that.
I rolled a natural 1.
Ouch. That is 2 failures for you, Daryl.
Okay, so 14.
14 is a success, David.
And that spins the studied.
Ooh, that's another natural 20.
Wow.
Now, why are you doing
I
so
was
good
very
in
impressed with
school?
myself for a second.
Paying off the teachers.
You want to know why? Because like running yesterday, it's got me pumped up.
Definitely.
She's entered her bad girl Riri era.
But Jasmine with an 18, that is a success, and Iris obviously with a nat 20, that's 2 successes for your first phase, or fourth period. So with that, we are going to go on break. We're going to try to make this real quick. Be back in 10 minutes, and then we're going to find out what happens with the Nighty-Knights as they continue to try to pursue Lacey Beckford. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back, everybody. When we last left off, our Magi-Knights were still in their PM phase of school. They had just finished their 4th period, Fine Arts, and are now heading to 5th period, Science, with Mr. Valcon. So you are going to be rolling either a STEM or a medicine check.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
Oh, that's 2 failures, my friend. But I will remind you that you could have should had to have used it beforehand, but you do have still those numbers of yours.
Mm-hmm.
An
Damn
8
it.
is a failure, I'm assuming.
Wait, I can still use the reroll. That
You can.
I feel
Damn it,
like it's not. I feel like it's not worth it for this.
I completely forgot that I made a plan before this to use my inspiration,
Oh well.
and then went ahead and rolled anyway.
Well, a 14's still
I
a
got a natural
success.
20.
Nat 20, that's 2 successes for you, Jasmine.
All you people rolling nat 20s.
Yeah,
Y'all gotta stop.
And Daryl,
Oh,
obviously,
yeah,
an
shit
8 is a
wells.
failure.
Yeah.
Okay. Last period of the day, 6th period, physical education with Mr. Appleman. So you're going to be making an athletics or an acrobatics check.
How do you like these apples? I'm just hoping that I fail so I can see what happens when you get a -4.
What?
I got a 10.
Yeah. 10 is a failure, Daryl. Iris, yeah, 13 is a success.
I'll spend that D4.
You're going to spend that
Yeah.
D4. Go for it.
Wow.
That's a 13.
13 is a success. And it looks like, David, you got a 14. So, yes, you're a success as well. So go ahead and tally up your successes and failures, and we're going to go around the circle again, starting this time with David.
I actually got 3 successes, so I need to look up and see what happens because I forgot.
I just had that out, too.
3 successes. A
3
bright
successes.
future ahead.
Yep. Bright future ahead. The more you think about it, the more you realize your future has a lot of potential. Remove 2 stress points.
Oh, so it also does nothing. Okay, cool.
It also does nothing. Jasmine, with that 4, you're the student of the hour. You know you're good, but you're not usually this good, and we all know that's true. You seriously impressed a friend or a rival, so you get to gain 1 social point with an NPC and gain an inspiration point.
I want to gain points with that guy that I dumped milk on his head. I want him to be impressed.
Yeah, you can go ahead and... Well, actually, no. I'm going to have to say that you cannot give one to Mark Polster because he is not here today.
Oh, yeah. He's probably being eaten alive. R.I.P. Mark Polster. Yeah, then I'll give one to... Then I'll just give one to Cordelia.
Absolutely. Give one to Cordelia.
Me and my girl are getting real close. We're real good friends.
Let's see here. Who haven't we got to yet? Iris. 1 success. So yeah. Net 1. Well, you know, keep up that positive attitude. You're doing okay, but things could be better.
Now
Daryl?
for the guy with a bad future ahead. -4.
-4, the day of epic failure. You're not usually emo, but days like today are known as days of epic suck. You gain 2 stress points and 1 exhaustion point. Also, additionally, during the free time, you're too distracted by your horrible, sucky life, so you cannot gain any social points during your free time phase, which you have to spend in detention. I will remind you.
I mean, you could ditch.
Yeah,
can
we
certainly
saw how
try.
well that worked out last
We're all about crimes now, right?
Yeah, we're all about crimes now. Well, speaking of which, it is the end of the day.
I guess we're going to the park to watch.
Well, so as the bell rings and all of your group are gathering together and gathering up your things, the Wanderer appears before you all. And he says, "Do you all feel that? Feel weird, like a sense of foreboding." And you all kind of realize that, like, there is a bit of a clenching in your chest, like a little bit of pressure, as though something's just off today. You all kind of noticed it a little bit in school, Daryl especially. You just had a shitty day. But now all of you, as you're gathering your things, you all do feel an odd sort of sense of foreboding. But it is the end of the school, so this is your free time phase. Daryl, you are, as you're gathering up your books, Mr. O'Shea does come up to you once again, and he doesn't touch you on the back because of the way you reacted last time, but he does come up behind you and he says, Daryl Musashi, there you are. We have another detention to get to there, boyo.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah, and just as moody and depressed
Mister,
as you
look-
are... Go ahead, Jasmine.
Mister, look over there, it's a fight.
Make a deception check.
We are too busy to deal with detention today.
Hey, look, a distraction.
It's still the 90s. Teachers don't know that teachers are full of shit yet.
I mean, you never know. He
Uh,
might have seen Ferris
be-
Bueller.
Before you roll, what is your... Do you have inspiration?
I do, but my deception is +4.
Well, what's your student ability? Most of them just let you take 20 on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I have not looked at that since.
What kind of student are you?
I am a.
I think you were a spiritual student, weren't you?
I think. Again, I have not looked at this since I've made this character. I just been rolling. What would that be on the character sheet again?
If you're
Well, I
looking
mean,
at,
on the Excel sheet, there is a student type field on the character creation that you would have had to hit.
Yeah. Let me just look at the...
Jasmine is a troubled
I was-
student.
oh, traveled student?
Yeah. It makes sense, honestly. Yeah, because in her backstory, if you remember, it was like she had to leave the last town she was in with her mom because they were fleeing her dad. So she's not the best. Doesn't have the best home life.
Yeah. So what's the student ability of the troubled student?
Nothing to do with rolling getting a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
Can I use that inspiration to reroll the 8?
So inspiration works different in this game. Your normal inspiration, it's not like you get a reroll. That's why I call reroll something different. It allows you to use your student ability.
Damn. Well, my student ability has nothing to do with it. Yeah, he probably just sees right through that. Good luck with detention, friend. I tried my best.
Yeah, he looks at you and is like, there's no fight going on there. You need to get out of here, Lacey, or I'm going to be giving you detention as well.
Can we roll and see if he
Oh.
does?
Okay.
No.
Calm down. I'm leaving, Potato Famine. You can keep your lucky charms.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
That's
Oh, that was...
I said your breath smells like Guinness.
That's it! That's it, young lady. You're in detention as well.
Well, I'll
And
see
he-
you tomorrow then.
I
Just
don't
walk
think
out.
so.
I just walk out the room. I was like,
Oh. So you're just bailing as he's yelling at you?
sure am.
Okay. Roll for me an athletics check to quickly get
Is this
away
a
from.
tackle me?
No, you are running. You're trying to get away from him and going as fast as you can. The athletics check is to try to disappear into the crowd, and get away from him because he is at least going to try to pursue you. Loot Bunny's saying, "Isn't it Friday? Jasmine's going to detention on Saturday. That
I
depends
think she
on."
meant, when she said, I'll see you tomorrow, she meant I'm not seeing you at all.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming that was. So go ahead and give me that athletics check.
Oh. Didn't know I would have to be athletics. I don't even know if you can put a -1. Just take one off of this. 12.
12. 12 is enough to get away from him because he's not like that committed to come chasing down a young lady. If you were a guy, he probably would have grabbed you, but there's sexual harassment lawsuits in the 90s too, so he's at least smart enough not to do that. However, as you are making your escape out of the school, Jasmine, you do hear him yelling, "Jasmine Nightshade, that's going to be 2 detentions you got. I'll be looking for you on Monday."
I'll see you when you can figure out how to get me in there.
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, I guess we won't really see what happens with that because this is just a mini-series, but...
In the epilogue, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, in the epilogue, if you survive, we'll talk about how Jasmine was expelled from Coltrest Academy.
She goes to public school now.
10 years later, he finally caught you and dragged you into that detention.
Yep. This old grizzled man.
Assuming
Jasmine's
she didn't
definitely one of
get in
those.
a car accident first.
It happens twice, and all of a sudden, that's your personality. Like, wow.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Listen, we're gonna do the epilogue. It's like Jasmine's one of those people like real trouble, and then all of a sudden has like a regular job. It's like, oh, she's a lawyer now. Like, what?
None of that. NASCAR driver.
Well, Daryl is in detention now. Jasmine is running away from the school as quickly as she can. Probably doesn't want to show her face there anytime soon. David, Iris, you do have free period right now, and you just witnessed all that nonsense. What are the two of you wanting to do?
David is going to... You know what? No, we're in the school. No more of this bullshit. David's gonna use the school directory and find out where the fuck Lacey lives.
Fair enough. So, there is a school directory. It is in the office. And as you all, or as you at least make your way over there, you can see that the school secretary, whose name I'm completely blanking on, I wrote down once and then completely forgot. So, Iris is going as well? Absolutely. But you do see her there, your typical school office worker, handles the phone, knows all the kids. She looks up at you, "Oh, David, Iris, what can I do for you?"
Hi, I was wondering, can I use the directory? I wanna see where Lacey's at. She helped me out a couple days ago, and I got something for her.
Make a persuasion check. Iris, are you doing anything to help this along? Can't hear you.
Iris has never rolled really well on, like, talking to people, and she has a minus 2 to charisma.
Hey, guess what? So does David.
Oh no.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you want to add into this conversation and help it along, you can get one of you can roll with advantage for giving the help action. You could also use deception, I suppose.
It is technically a lie. I don't have something for her.
Yeah, you're right. You could roll deception as well.
Her. You've got like maybe a knuckle sandwich prepared.
No.
A chair. She's evil. Why can't you beat her up?
Have forgotten. Can either of those be used with intelligence? I don't think so.
Let me double check.
I don't think so either. It's page 50.
I believe deception is charisma and persuasion is also charisma.
No.
Persuasion can be intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
Ooh.
Deception, intelligence, or charisma.
Well, guess what? Now I'm spending my inspiration to get a 20.
Now you got it. What skill is that you're using?
My student ability is the Prodigy. You may use your inspiration, and as a free action, your next intelligence skill check result becomes 20 plus mod.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, what's the total there?
23.
23.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah? No?
Oh yeah, intelligence. Yeah, 23.
Okay. So yeah, with a 23, the lady, the office lady says, secretary, that was the word I was looking for. The secretary says, oh yeah, Lacey Beckford, she, we all were a little bit worried about her. She went home from school sick yesterday, and then her mom called in and said she wasn't going to be here as well. If you're wanting to, you said you're wanting to take something to her?
Yeah.
Would you mind taking her homework as well?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, I have that right here. I was actually going to ask one of our office aides to run it by, but since you were going over there, and she kind of dithers on for a few more minutes as she gathers these things up. Then she goes over to the directory and begins looking through it as well. She gets out a Post-it note and writes down the address, as well as the phone number.
All right,
and
cool.
she takes it off and gives it to you.
All right. That's my next stop.
Okay.
Go
So, she hands you that note, that Post-it note, and you thank her, and she kind of gives you a bit of a package of books and some papers and things like that.
Okay.
Lacey's homework.
David takes it, goes, huh, hands it to Iris.
Thanks. What I
Not
would
Iris
wanted
being our
more
villager.
homework.
Okay.
Hey guys, what are you doing? I didn't have a plan after I hopped the fence on 45th Street.
I didn't file my paperwork, so I'm in detention.
It was for a little bit more than not doing your paperwork, friend. Just a little bit more.
A little bit. A little tiny bit.
Just a little tiny bit,
Honestly, that
No,
guy
that was
kind of
it.
deserved.
That was yesterday's detention. Today's is for the not paperwork.
Exactly. So,
Detention for not filing your paperwork.
Yeah, of course.
oh, you can get detention for everything, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, as I
That's
said,
not
this
your
is the free
parents'
period
job.
phase. It is a free period phase, which means that it's around 3:30 in the afternoon at this point. Most of the students have made their way out, and the rest of you, David and Iris, are making your way out as well to rendezvous with Jasmine. Daryl, for your part, you have mandatory detention. So you can do a few things in detention. You can do a pressured study, which gives you the studied effect if you pass the DC academic arts skill check. You can just kill time and stare out the window and reduce stress. You would normally be able to also start a covert conversation, but since with everything that happened to you today, you cannot gain a social point for the rest of the day.
I'll just do the one that reduces stress.
Okay. So you're just going to be killing time. For the hour that you're in detention, you stare out the window of your prison cell and dream of everything beyond those walls. Or maybe you just doodle on pen and paper or something unrelated to your scholastic studies. Either way, you reduce one stress point. Cool. But while that's happening, David, you reconnected with Jasmine and Iris, and the three of you together are making your way to Lacey's house?
I do want to correct something.
Mm-hmm.
David is going from the school to Lacey's house. Unless we meet Jasmine, like, along the way.
Just would have asked where you guys were. Just,
His objective is not...
there.
His objective is not to meet up with Jasmine first.
So I more imagine that...
Where are you guys?
Like, I kind of just imagined that Jasmine was waiting on the other side of the school fence, and the moment you two walked out, you would have seen her.
Okay, yeah.
That's more like the scenario that I had pictured, but if you're, like, crossing campus to actively avoid her...
No. Just
I know where you
the
were.
objective. I can't believe that hasn't come up more, that we just work in the same place.
Yeah, we're going
Well,
So...
this is not how I wanted this to happen, but...
But the three of you are together heading to the address. You actually probably have to go stop and like figure out where the hell it is, because you don't have GPS on a cell phone or anything like that. You know general areas, so you can kind of guesstimate, but it probably takes you a little bit of walking around neighborhoods, because
Printed out MapQuest directions.
Yeah, 95 is... I can't remember if MapQuest was out in 95 or not.
I don't know.
But you probably would have had to stop, either way.
She's near me,
Yeah.
and, like, it's relatively easy to find out where an address is, because all cities are built on a grid, basically.
Okay. So you're basically just using logic to figure out, okay, here's the address. I know it's relatively close to me.
Yeah, I know it's on X block because of the numbers.
So what I want for... So what would you say is a logic roll? Insight?
Maybe.
Would it be an insight? Would it be investigation? Would
Investigation makes sense, because it is going, okay, first two numbers are a block number, so I know it's going to be either this way or this way. Is the street an east or west, or is it a north-south? Like, it is piecing together little bits of the address and places that he knows where they are and what their addresses are. To triangulate is not the right word, but you know what I mean. It's piecing together bits of logic. So investigation does make sense.
I like it. Roll an investigation check.
18.
So, David, you have a fairly logical mind, and you're able to just start puzzling out. And as you're thinking about the directions, and it's like there's local maps that I'm sure you can grab as you're walking somewhere, and like you're kind of just thinking about it. And you realize that while yes, she did walk home from you, she's not quite as close to you as you were expecting her. She actually probably walked a good 3 miles to get from your house to hers. But you triangulate it, and you know where it is. And you can make that journey fairly quickly. And you're basically going to be arriving in her neighborhood about the same time. About the same time that Daryl is getting out of detention.
There's like a school bus sort of system, right?
Well, not exactly. This is a private institution, okay. So a lot of kids who live close to there just walk. A lot of them, the older ones, have cars, like Jasmine does. Tilia has a scooter, but that really doesn't help you in this instance.
I have a very dangerous question.
No.
I love dangerous questions.
Jasmine, are you driving us?
I still have to save up to buy a new car. So
her car is in the impound right now.
Right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's in the drug yard. The thing was totaled. And suspiciously, the driver mysteriously disappeared. Presumed dead.
And while there are there is a bus network and things like that, getting to suburb is a little bit easier, but even still, like, they're not going from residential area to residential area. That's
right, I just want to get close so that I'm not walking 50 miles or whatever.
No, you're not, it's not a 50-mile walk. It's from the school to there, it's probably a 2 or 3 mile walk. You could get there in an hour if you're moving fast enough. So it's not that difficult to do. I'm just setting the scene, and by the time you get into the neighborhood and you're about getting pretty close to the street that you think the house is, Daryl would be finishing up detention and making his way out from the academy.
Okay.
Loot Bunny is saying that yes, their map quest was actually a thing back then.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, shout out to the people that were alive in the 90s. Really,
I was alive in the 90s, and I can't remember that shit. But
I was alive.
I had friends in like Kansas City and El Dorado and Great Bend and stuff like that, so I would literally print out physical map quest directions when I went to travel out of the city.
I remember doing it. I just don't remember doing it in '95. But sure,
this would have been mid. Yeah. This would have been mid to late 2000s when I was doing it, because I was definitely too young in the 90s.
Yeah. And this year, in real life, I was 15 in '95. Or she said, Luke's Bunny saying I think it was actually '96 that it came out. But anyway, we digress. Like I said, David, Jasmine, and Iris, the three of you get to Lacey's Street. It's a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. Your free phase is over. And technically this would be an investigation or another free phase, but we know what you're doing. So Daryl, you can... and I'm sure you've heard by now what they've been doing. Talking on the communicator, I'm sure you've let David know, or Daryl know, that you're all heading that way, right? Is that a correct assumption, or no?
The silence
I love that
is
nobody
deafening.
says. Yeah, so Daryl has no clue where the fuck anybody is.
David would be the one to do it.
Yeah,
Daryl,
they don't want me there.
I say the exact address, how to get there, like some shortcuts. I'm like, what? If we need a human, I cover the communicator. If we need a human shield, he really likes her.
Oh, jeez.
Can I, do I have a couple of bucks that I could potentially take a cab?
More than likely, I would say.
Just so it doesn't take me an hour to walk there.
So roll a d20. If you roll a 4 or lower, you do not have enough cash. If you roll anything higher than a 4, you do.
Hey, I got an 8.
Okay,
I'd
you
take
got
a
an
cab.
8. So, yeah, you're going to take a cab. It's going to take you more like 15, 20 minutes or so. To
That's
get there.
better.
But Daryl is on the way after hearing about it from Jasmine. The rest of you are on the street. And describe for me what you're going to do.
I think on the way here we've had a conversation about what the plan is going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is yet, but we have to have talked about it.
I'm sure you have, but if you want, we can rewind a little bit. What is the plan? What do you want to do here now, since you know where Lacey lives?
Okay,
Good question.
you distract her. I go around the back, go try to break in and see if I can find a secret evil basement.
Look, we don't. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and Lacey is a very strange person. We do not know for a fact yet that she's involved with this.
Every boy who's gone missing has been suspiciously in love with her.
Right.
And
Like,
y'all say
it's-
I'm obsessed with her.
It's not probable cause.
There
She would be the
are
number
other
one
explanations
suspect
for
in
this.
this murder.
Look,
Like what? How? Tell me one thing. What is? Why? Like doesn't make sense. The girl has the personality of a gray brick wall, and half the school is fighting to the death over her. It doesn't make.
Question.
it doesn't make sense. But what? Go ahead.
So which one is closer, Lacey's house or the place that they told us to meet them later? You're muted. You're muted.
Apologies. That sucks.
Yeah.
So that's actually a very interesting question. You had a map, like I said. You grabbed out the local city map and you pull it out and you're kind of looking for that address that the Corey guy gave you, and you realize that the park that he named and the address that is, it's basically about a block and a half away from where Lacey lives.
So rather than go to the house, I'm going to go snoop out the location and see if anything's going on there already.
At the park?
Yeah, at the park.
Okay. So, Iris, you want to deviate, cause, as you were all talking, we're going to, like I said, rewind a little bit, and your group was making your way there. You say you want to deviate, and instead of going straight to Lacey's house, you're wanting to go to the park.
Yep.
Jasmine, David, you hear Iris talking about this. What are your thoughts?
What else? Like, honestly, what is name the biggest other explanation for why this girl is at the center of all this?
I
Because
don't know.
Because the people who are into her are as shallow as she is.
Look,
Then why are they going missing in a weird occult way?
That's a good point.
the point is, we need to know that first.
I'm not saying going in, hitting her with a chair. That's why I want to break into her house and snoop around her shit. You know, like a regular citizen.
Can we talk? Like, ask all the pointed questions you want. Do an interrogation, but we need to know that she's the cause of this, and it's not something. There's all kinds of weird, mystical nonsense that has happened in the last 5 days. I'm not gonna pretend to know anything about everything. There could be 1,000
why
things
does
that
she
we haven't thought of.
The dude literally used she for his boss. She and her.
Like, she seems to be quite literally at every corner we turn, it leads back to that mousy bitch. I don't know what else you want for.
Yeah, guess who else has been at every turn? Us.
Because we're investigating it. That's like saying, oh my god, The police seem to be at every crime scene. Yeah, they
Look.
do.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
As you all kind of stare at Tilia, who's been the one actively calling the cops.
Yeah.
We were also forced into this by an outside cat thing.
Oh wow! Now you're turning on the Wanderer. Why are you so pro Lacey? That's my question. Are you also
not.
in love with her?
No, I am not pro Lacey. I am not anti. I am pro knowledge. We need to know for a fact that what we are doing is the right thing.
Bro, knowledge of Lacey, I bet.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, we need to know what Lacey's doing. That's
Trying
the
to
whole
get
point of
her
this.
interested in you instead of me.
She's not interested in you. Let it go.
I turned my communicator off.
Fair.
As Iris is leaving, she is also turning her communicator off.
Yeah, Jasmine started hers off too.
All three of you turn it off on Daryl.
Well, it also includes those two because she's
As
walking.
we argue in the middle of the
Well,
street.
as you all argue in the middle of the street, the three of you are standing there. Iris is starting to deviate a little bit, and you all three just turn off the communicators.
Okay,
So,
look, my point on this is, yeah, it is incredibly possible that Lacey is the one behind this, and that everything is how it looks. Like, that's very possible. I'm not denying that. I'm not trying to get away from that point. But if there's any chance that she's not, if there's something else that's controlling things, maybe she is just a pawn in this, maybe somebody is setting her up. I don't know. We need to know that before anything aggressive.
Which is
if
why
only
we're
they
breaking
bothered to
her
investigate.
house.
That's aggressive.
It also is the quickest way to know she's hiding something.
We can talk to her.
Would you tell somebody the truth if you were secretly kidnapping people?
Through magical mirrors using some kind of demon thing called chrysanthemum.
Not on
Would
purpose.
you? How charismatic are you? Do you think you can really trip up this master criminal? Because I've seen you stutter at trying to deal with customers, asking you where a toy was.
Look, that's why you're here with me.
Fine, we'll do it your way, but if I think she's lying, I'm breaking into her house.
That's fine, as long as we know it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it their way because they turned off their communicators on me, and I'm already taking a cab to Lacey's house. So I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, this is a complete wild card. That's gonna.
No, this is gonna go great. I love it. Okay.
We've set up the
So-
most chaotic situation possible by splitting everybody up. It's amazing.
This
Okay,
is what
so-
really happens.
What do you
when someone
mean
else-
we?
We as players have put
You.
ourselves in this situation.
Yeah. To the
Where we
audience, when someone else picked teens with attitude, this is what really would have happened. Teenagers do not get along.
We have one person going out to investigate ahead. We have one person who stayed behind and can't hear the plan. And then we have the two exact opposite ideological people doing the actual investigation.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so going around the table, Daryl is taking a cab straight to Lacey's house. He has the address, you gave it to him. He's heading there. Iris, heading to the park. Gonna go see what's going on there. Jasmine, you're heading to Lacey's house. And David, you're heading to Lacey's house. That correct?
Yes.
Okay. So,
So real
I-
quick though,
Mhm.
as she's leaving, she realizes that she's kind of like walking all by herself, and she's just like, I probably should turn my communicator back on just in case.
Did you take the stack of homework with you?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
That's even better.
I didn't think about it.
Iris is like 2 blocks away, just fuming as she remembers to turn on her communicator, and then she looks in her hands, and they're just full of books.
Yeah, I have to go back.
We wait at the street corner to get the homework, and then we walk off in a huff yet again.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Alright, so I guess I'm going back because I'm just like, hey, do you guys have the homework? Do you guys realize you don't have the homework? Is anybody there?
You go chasing after them. They're making their way to Lacey's house.
Yeah.
You probably have to run to catch up. You're a track star, so I mean, you can catch up to them, but
We're definitely a couple blocks further.
yeah, you're all a few blocks away from each other, so you have to sprint. And I'm going to say that by the time you get to the edge of that block, David and Jasmine, you stop and you look down the street to where you know Lacey's house is. It's a few houses down from where you are, about in the middle of the block. Both of you go ahead and make perception checks for me. Iris, by this time, you would hand over the thing and you're running back towards the park.
No, I think that it'd be a better idea not to split the party at this point.
Okay,
Now that
so
we're
you
not
chose to stay?
arguing.
Yeah, like she ran off and she's like, she ran off in a huff and just like walking a little bit further away. She's like, you know what? This is actually a really dumb idea. Leaving it to those two.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So you're
correct.
So by the time David and Jasmine get to the edge of the block and stop and begin to look down the street towards where Lacey's is, that's Iris when you start jogging up to get behind them. What did you two roll?
21.
22.
Jeez.
Very nice, both of you. And something catches your eye. It's getting closer to 5 o'clock. It's not quite 5 o'clock yet, but it's getting close to that, and the sun is beginning to dip down on the horizon. As that red orb is hitting the tree line, you see a flash and a glint down in the middle of the block where you're guessing kind of Lacey lives, at least where you expect her to be, judging based on the number of the house. And you keep seeing this glint, like the sun is flashing off of something. And you look closer, and there's something odd beginning to rise up from the backyard of one of these houses. It looks pointy at first, almost pyramidic, as it's first just a little tip, but it goes rising higher and higher and higher upwards, and that's what's the sun, it keeps flashing off of. And as you look there and you watch, it's almost like a column made of blue glass has pushed upward from the back end of one of these houses, the house that you're fairly certain is Lacey's. And as you see this, all three of you just pause, and you hear in your heads the herald's voice, the wanderer, whispering, "The black winds are howling. Something bad is about to happen."
Okay,
Is that
fine. We skip
probable
the
cause?
interrogation. We go see what that is.
Yeah, is that probably
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, Jasmine, give the girl a chance. We don't know if this is her fault. Anything could be going on. We can't break into her house. what would that mean for us as heroes? Let's just let the girl go to the park where she's gonna read her ultimate power.
It's probable cause we'll go in. Are
If any
gems
of this is
glowing?
on the communicator,
I was like, yeah, are the gems?
followed by, "I told you so."
You still want to sleep with this girl? Don't take the high road now.
I have not turned my communicator back on.
I've got to take the high road because she won't let me take the low road.
No,
Iris
girl
is the only
will
one that has a
take the low
communicator
road.
on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But as you're saying this, and you're like, we need to go investigate this. Jasmine's like, I was right. Damn right I am. The Wanderer flies in front of all of you. And, like, he's flying. His wings are flapping big and wide, almost as if he's trying to stop you for a moment. And he says to you, hold on a second. Look, that looks really, really scary. I think you all might want to prepare before going over there. Look at your soul crystals. They're glowing. And all of you look down, and your crystals are faintly glowing right now. Each one of them. It's not fully intensified, but it is starting to pulse a little brighter as that rising column grows and grows.
Prepare
He says,
now.
now, if you all have shards of power, you all have been collecting them. I've told you before, I can convert those and turn them into objects that you can use. And for the purposes of this, the Wanderer can actually do stuff with those gloom gems. He can transform them into things like runes or shards of power, which are basically like potions in this game.
Mhm.
And I believe I have a handout here. Let me take a look real
There
quick.
is one for the shards of power, yeah. I was
Can you
trying to
make me
save
a-
up. Get me one
Yep,
of
there
them
you go.
rune.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
he
trying to
make
save
me-
up for. I'm trying to save up for a weapon rune,
We
but
probably won't ever get
I-
any.
it depends on how long
I need,
this game goes.
I need a weapon that doesn't use my strength modifier.
Well, I will remind you that this is a mini-series, so if you don't want to use them, I'm not going to force you, but you do have the option right now of using your soul crystals to make them.
Yeah, let me
Okay,
see
where
what
I feel like we're entering the end game.
Okay,
I really do
shards-
feel like we're entering end game at this point. Might be the time.
Yep.
The only thing I'm not seeing on here is the price for it. I thought I had that.
1 through 4 is rarity times 4, and 5 and above is rarity times 5.
Yeah, but I believe there's like an actual price to it based on the
Yeah.
gems you get.
I've got the thing here. It's on page 70 or 67 on
Matt.
version 2.2.
I just want to get a single shard of fortune.
There it is, yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. Shard of Fortune. A Shard of Fortune, when a Magi-Knight in your squadron rolls a 1 on an attack roll, skill check, or saving throw, as an immediate action, you may choose to expend this shard to change the result to a 15. It does cost 40 gloom gems to do so.
Yep, which is all I
Um,
got.
Okay, so you explain to the Wanderer what it is you're wanting, and you pass him your shards of power or your crystals. He focuses his energy, and in front of you appears a strangely glowing shard, a crystal about the size of your hand that you can take from him.
Cool.
So you have a shard of fate. Or shard of whatever. Shard of fortune. Yeah, shard of fortune. Shard of fate's the one after that. Does anybody else want to buy some?
Yeah. I'm going to buy 2 potent shards of clarity.
So here's the one thing I do have to point out is that you can only have one type of one shard. So you can have one shard that heals, one shard that
So we could get one shard of purification, but not
yeah.
a shard of greater purification and a shard of potent purification.
So here's what it says. Additionally, due to the powerful energies that tie into a shard of power to a soul crystal, no more than one of each type of shard of power may be in the possession of a single Magi-Knight.
Mhm.
So you can get one of those, but you cannot have two of them. You can only hold one type of mending, one type of clarity, or purification, regardless of their strength.
Okay. I will then take a potent shard of clarity, and a shard of tenacity.
Which one is the ones that help me hit harder?
There aren't a lot.
Probably.
Yeah, there really
There
aren't
needs to be
a
a
whole
back-
lot of them.
There needs to be one.
Yeah, you can. Shards of fate will let you hit more often.
Where's the shard of tenacity? Jeez.
I guess I'll take the shard of...
Shard of magical
Shard of
force will
tenacity.
let you add 1 to a single attack.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot here for damage.
Alright.
Now, most of them are pretty well used to heal or to recharge your mana or do a few additional things.
Okay, so that's 55 Gloom Gem.
Now, there is the Shard of Unstoppable Might. The Magi-Knights adds an additional 2+ reputation level, which is minimum of 1, so you 3, damage to all of their physical attacks.
Hmm.
But this effect only lasts until the end of their next turn. Afterwards, they suffer 1 exhaustion point.
I'm playing...
Jasmine, you keep cutting in and out. Yeah, unfortunately. Does anybody else... Well, Jasmine's trying to figure out what's going on.
You know
there.
what? Yeah, if we're spending gems, I'm gonna grab Mercurial Alacrity.
What?
Okay, Mercurial
Oh.
Alacrity is 16.
Yep. And now I have 5 left, so I can grab either.
Yes.
I can grab a Shard of Mending Lesser, and that's it. Which I guess I'll do.
Do you not have a Shard of Mending at all?
I do not.
Yet?
I currently have
Okay, then yes.
Potent Clarity, Tenacity, Mercurial Alacrity, and I'm about to buy a Mending.
Okay, and that is it for your Gloom Gems.
And now I have 1 Gloom Gem left.
Jasmine, you good now?
Yeah. I'll take the Shard of Fate to help me hit more often, and then the Strength one we were talking about to actually help me do damage with the wand.
Okay. The Shard of Fate is 40 Gloom Gems. The Shard of Unstoppable Might is 16. That would be 56 total, which you guys, you all have quite a few of them. I can't remember how many in total
we had 76 total.
76. So you do still have some left.
I guess I'll take the
30.
one of lesser healing.
You have 30 Gloom Gems left, just so you know.
What can I get for 32? Trying to think what I want.
You can get anything 6 or below. So, like, you could also grab a Shard of Clarity to, like, refill your mana, so you're not smacking people with your wand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
That
god,
would take-
yeah, I'm gonna take that one. I'll take
Yeah.
the one of clarity because I'm gonna be beaming her real hard pretty soon.
Yeah,
Okay,
Pot-
so write down that you have a Shard of Clarity Potent, which restores 3d10 plus 2 mana.
plus 4 because we're level 2.
Oh, 4. Yes, you're right. 4. Iris, are you going to be taking any?
Yes. So right now I'm thinking of getting the lesser shard of clarity and the shard of mending potent.
Okay.
And that is 20 total there, which leaves me with 56 left. What's a unity point? I have no idea what a unity point is.
I don't know either. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure either. I imagine it functions kind of like how you sound. It would affect your unity together, but I'm not sure what that would apply to.
I have no idea either. I'll take a shard of... What's the difference between the shard of fate and the shard of... Oh, 2d20, jeez.
That's correct, Loot Bunny. What is a unity point? So, Iris, you were asking about the Shard of Fate?
Yeah, I was wondering what the difference between the Shard of Fate and the Shard of Fortune is. So the Shard of Fortune looks like it saves you from 1 natural 1, and then the Shard of Fate just gives you advantage on a d20 roll.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, Shard of Fate is basically portent, again, because you roll 2d20 and set one of them aside and say, I'm going to use that later.
Loot Bunny's saying that unity points are used for combination maneuvers at higher levels.
Okay.
So that's why we don't know what it is.
Okay. Alright, so I will take the Shard of Fortune then.
Okay, Shard of Fortune. That's 40 Gloom Gems.
Alright, so that leaves me with 16.
So you can do anything 4 or lower.
Shard of Mercurial. What does that do?
Shard of Mercurial Alacrity. As a free action, the Magi-Knight gains 1 additional bonus action during their turn for a maximum of 3 bonus actions per turn. This effect lasts until the end of their next turn. So for basically 1 turn, you get 2 bonus actions instead of 1.
Okay. I think I'll just take the Unstoppable Might.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, as you're finishing gathering up and the Wanderer handing you or creating all of these shards of power for you, it does take probably about a good 10-15 minutes for this to happen. And by this point, you all have been watching this column rise up to a point that is basically about 2 feet taller than the roof of the house at this point, at which point it stops. And your soul crystals begin to glow a little bit brighter.
Just a bit.
Whatever's going on there, it's definitely the outsiders. So, we do have a few minutes left in this session. Might be enough time for you to see what's over there. So, Nighty-Knights, what do you want to do?
We're walking and
We should
talking.
probably transform before go.
Oh, of course.
This feels like a transformation. Shine down the night sky.
Okay, so let's get some transformation music going on here. And real quick, just as a group, tell me what looks like as you transform this final time.
Is this our first group transformation?
It is.
This is your first group transformation.
Oh god, do we have to do
I
a
want
roll
to hear
call?
about it. Do it. You know you want to.
Maybe we should save that for like the start of next session whenever
Yeah,
we
let's
have
take,
like everybody here.
Okay, that's fair.
let's take
That's
yeah,
absolutely
Take it
fair.
from somebody.
I don't mean
Take it
to
from
like.
somebody.
I don't mean to like say no, GM.
No,
No,
No go
it's your session. You can use it however you want.
and we can take the next 2 weeks to like coordinate and actually come up with what we're gonna say.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
valid. So Jasmine's like grabbing her soul crystal, about to transform. Then Iris reaches over, and is like, "No, no, no. Let's wait a moment."
Wait for it.
hmm But do you want to at least get a closer look at what's going on at the house, or do you want to just go ahead and end things here, and we'll pick that up next session too?
I mean, I'm like a
Probably end, because if you
Yeah.
describe it, you'll have to describe it again when Serenity's back.
Yeah,
That's fair. That is fair. So then we're just going to go ahead and end things here, because we do only have a few minutes left, and that's a perfect time to just go around the table and talk about who you are, where we can find you, and how much you liked doing this big investigation that seems to be surrounding Lacey. So we'll start with Steven. Steven, where can we find you?
So I'm always here on Mondays whenever the Debauchery Circus is playing, usually from 3 to 6. I did have to end up dropping out of that Thanksgiving one-shot, but I'll probably be in a future one-shot at some point.
I mean the Halloween.
Or Halloween, yes. Holidays mixed
yep.
up.
Have you done it yet? I can jump in. I have a holiday character.
This one's a little bit complicated, but I'll tell you about it. It is a level 20 one-shot where we're going to be fighting a Trask.
Look, I have a character that I literally only use for holiday specials, and I want to shove into as much media as possible.
That is fair. Hito, tell us about you and where we can find you.
Hi, my name is Justin. You can find me all over the internet at Tensei Dragon, TENSEIDRAGON, mostly just on Twitter. You can also find me as part of the Bard Rock Cafe. We had just started a new arc with special guests from Winter Wayfarer. We're doing a little bit of a crossover. We
Always
also have started ramping up streaming. We just did a big thing for ADHD&D, and coming up next month, we're going to do a big all-day-long Extra Life Castle Siege with a couple of the people here.
Yep, me and Jeff are going to be in that as well.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
That's going to be
gonna be a lot.
16 straight hours of fun right there. I will not be.
I'm not playing it all of it.
I will not be a part of it, but I'm running tech the whole time, so I can't really do that.
Wow.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to be doing all 18 hours or 16 hours, whatever it is, but I will be in the last one, the 8 o'clock one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm in the.
Okay, Dasonie, who are you and where can we find you?
Hi, my name's Dasonie. I've been your perpetual chaos gremlin tonight. You can find me anywhere if you search my name, Dasonie. My mom decided to spell it phonetically. And you can also find me every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, on the Power Rangers Project Squadron YouTube channel and Power Rangers Savage Stampede. Season 2 of our Power Rangers multiverse media experiment is coming up pretty soon, so that should be very interesting. And the Rangers, at least on Savage, are sad. There's always
Okay. Jeff, how about you?
I exist, but I don't have much to add with this. Honestly, I am not anywhere currently that you can follow me. I mean, I am on Twitter, but I don't post anything on Twitter. I follow artists on Twitter, though.
Well, you are here for at least the remainder of this one, and also you're playing in the live stream.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll be there. I'll be there at noon, if I understand correctly.
Yes. November 5th. I didn't say the date of it.
Yep,
It's
November
on game
5th.
day.
November 5th is that one. Well, I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM here on the Random Rhapsody Network, where you can find me every Monday and Wednesday, usually at 7 o'clock, also at 3 o'clock on Mondays. Apart from that, like Justin said, I'm going to be doing the one-shot with them. That's going to be awesome. And you can find me bouncing around a little bit more. I'm starting to be a little more active in the community as well. So on behalf of the Nighty-Knights here and everybody in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for what will probably be the finale of Magi-Knights, an Echo from the Stars. So see you then. Good night.
Peace.